Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I cannot believe it's March. Holy moly. Erin and I are here for our team call today. I'm excited for this call because what we want to share with you, we're not going to take long. You guys know that I have a house full of college kids here, so I don't have a ton of time. Erin's got some things to do, but it's so important that we come on and just go get together and to just kind of continue to talk about our business and get in the right frame of mind. And one of the things that was really on my heart to talk about today, and Erin and I were talking about this, is that with all these leadership things that have been going on, I get asked a lot, like, what is different about your team? There are tons of MLMs. There's people selling stuff all over Facebook and Instagram. There's something different about you guys, and what is it? And so I wanted to talk to you today, both Erin and I did, about just our heart and really what sets us apart from other teams. And something that makes me so proud to do what we do, makes Erin so proud, and we just kind of wanted to go over that with you so that, especially for those of you new coaches, but a refresher for you older coaches, we do what we do because of a calling we have, and we are coaches because we care about people and we want to help transform lives. Hence our team name, Team LT, Team Lives Transformed. And I love that name because it's exactly what we are about. Erin and I, both of us, our lives have been changed, number one, by God, and number two, by our passion to serve other people. And before we became coaches, we were doing a ministry with moms. And we started this ministry kind of out of nothing and brought women together because there was this sense of so many of us living in the have to or supposed to. This is what I'm supposed to do, but it doesn't fill my heart. And we want to encourage you, number one, what we love about coaching is that it fills our soul. And we have kind of been trained in this life to just kind of do what we're supposed to do these jobs or whatever that make money and provide for us. And we've somehow lost, I think, in our culture, the importance of waking up every day and going after what we love and spending time in a job doing what fuels our soul. And so that's where coaching came about, is that this is a combination. It fit right in to what we were already doing, and it fit right with our passion to serve other people. And so we want to talk today about the kind of leaders that we want to be. You are a coach on this team. I don't care if you have 0 working coaches or 10 working coaches. We're all leaders on this team because we've stepped up to be a coach. And one of the things that we can be excited about is the fact that our team is set apart because of what our mission is. And just to be clear, we are all about serving other people. And so today we're going to talk about servant leadership. What does that even mean? What does that look like? And how do we apply that to our business? And so let me just start by saying, the whole idea of servant leadership comes from, for us, comes from our faith, that we are called to serve other people. Period. That's what our calling is in life. If we live our life totally about amassing a huge amount of wealth for us, about doing what we want to do for us, for me, Erin for her, you doing whatever you're supposed to do just for you, you will find yourself empty and feeling like you're missing something, you're wanting more. It's because we were all created at the core, and it's okay. I know that some of the people on our team don't have the exact same faith, and that's okay, but the truth is this: we were all created, 1, to know God, and 2, to serve others. And so when we are not serving others and we're only serving ourselves, there's an emptiness to that. And when we step outside of ourselves and turn our life and our passion and our job to serving others, that's when amazing things happen in other people's lives, because it's so unique, but it's something amazing that happens in our hearts. And so let me tell you what kind of a definition, if you will, of servant leadership. Number one, let me tell you about leadership. Leadership is simply influence. Nothing more, nothing less. And the ability to connect with others, to identify and relate with people in a way that increases our ability to influence them. That's what leadership is. So you can be a tyrant leader, and so you influence people in kind of a negative way, so they're scared of you and they do what you want because they don't want to have your wrath. Or you can take the approach that we do, because we feel like this is what we're called to do, is to serve other people. As you all know, the majority of this world lives in the me world. It's all about what can you do for me? And so what I hear from clients after client after client, and I know what you guys hear, and I know what Erin hears, and I know what Amethyst and Kim, you were just talking about this the other day, is that when we stop and we choose to put others before ourselves, which is what a servant leader is, and we choose to help others before we help ourselves, then we are truly committed to making a difference in people's lives. And that's what's so, for us, that I want to keep this very simple, because this is such a fascinating, wonderful topic to me. I could go on and on, but the essential element of servant leadership is, how can I help you? How can I make your life better? How can I pour into you? How can I hear what you're going through and walk with you? I'll step outside of myself. It's not about what you can do for me or being comfortable for me. It's about how can I come alongside you and help you. That is essentially what servant leadership is about. And I know one of the things I shared with you on a last call from my leadership retreat in LA is that a lot of the coaches are good people, but their mentality is, let me sign people up because I want to grow my business, and this is a great business and it's a great opportunity for people, so I'm going to give them that opportunity. That's really good of me, but it's really about building my business. And I want to tell you that it was not a pride thing, because I wanted to put that in check, but I was really excited and really proud of the fact that our team has never been about that. We may grow slowly because we care about every single life. One thing that is very true and clear is that God made it perfectly clear that every single solitary life on this earth matters. Not like the massive big group of people, that's really great, but every single solitary life, every single solitary heart matters. And I really believe, and Erin really believes, when we started this team of Lives Transformed, that meant every single life matters and every single life needs to be transformed. And the only way we can do that is to come alongside people, help them, serve them, understand what their needs are, encourage them, and just walk with them through the long process. Not a quick sign up here, give me some points, give me some commission, and woohoo, good luck. And when you start performing, then I'll pay attention to you. No, it's having the attitude that every single life, no matter what we get out from it, we're not even to worry about what we get from it, that we just serve with a heart that cares about others more than it does about what it can do for us. And when I take a look every morning at my job, I wake up every morning and I spend time praying about my customers, my coaches, and who God wants me to talk to today. When I get to look at my job every single day like that, it is the most amazing job ever. Okay, and it's the most amazing way to approach my day, because I get out of my head, what is this going to do for me? Am I going to rank advance? Am I going to have a better income? Am I going to have a bigger paycheck? Don't get me wrong. We are the first to say that's super important, and we want you to get big paychecks, and we know it's possible. And we want you to be able to provide for your family. There's nothing wrong with having a heart to serve and a desire to make money. There's nothing wrong with that. But our first priority needs to be serving other people, and the money and the rank advance and everything will come. Maybe slower than others, but it will definitely come. And that way, and we can go to bed knowing that we did it with a heart of integrity, with the desire to put others before ourselves, and it was not about us. And there's something amazing that happens in your heart when that is your focus. Erin's going to talk in just a minute about what that looks like in our real job, but let me share one other thing with you. Some of the things that servant leaders believe are that, like I talked about, every single person has value and deserves trust and respect. And we can accomplish, another thing is that as a team of servant leaders, we can accomplish so much more than everybody being just individuals with their own goals, which is important, but and we need to have that, but with our first priority being, we as a team recognize every single life matters and we're about serving other people. Do you guys know And the biggest question, one of the other things we do as servant leaders is that we listen to our clients, we listen to our coaches, we hear what their needs are, and then we come along beside them and come and help them work through those needs, work through those issues, help reach their goals. And if any of you know John Maxwell, he is a great, really considered an incredible servant leader. He talks all about, he's created an amazing business and empire really, but it started with his desire to serve others. And so if you want some personal development, if you want if you want to explore this issue of servant leadership, I mean, Erin and I could go on for days, for hours about it. But like I said, I'm trying to keep it really simple today and just keep you focused on what our main goal is. But John Maxwell talks all the time about servant leadership, and the main question asking yourself every single day is, how can I help this person today? How can I help this person right now? What can I do that goes above and beyond that can help this person work through what they're going through, get out of the rut they're in, figure out a solution? But it's the simple question of asking yourself every day, how can I help this person? And I really love the fact that it's this person, because I really believe in our jobs, we look for success, and success often comes with numbers. And we can kind of lump people together. And I think one of the most important things for us to do is to remember that our job is to ask ourselves with every single individual person, how can I help this person today? And so when we do that, we'll hit SE, we'll get bigger paychecks, our business will grow, we'll get coaches, and we'll do it with this integrity that makes us set apart from everybody else. And that's kind of what we're about. So Erin, let's talk briefly about what does that look like in our everyday coaching world to be a servant leader. Uh-oh, we can't hear you.
I'm muted.
There you go, unmute you. Go ahead.
Now I'm unmuted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I just wanted to back up for a second just to touch on one thing that you said, which was when we started this team.
Mm-hmm.
So just so you guys know, and we've shared this many times, but I think it bears repeating for the new people. So Kendra and I were leading women's groups. We met each other, I don't know how many years ago now, 10 years ago, nine years. I don't remember when it was we started those groups, but we came together as friends because we had a heart for women, and we wanted to, as Kendra said, work with moms and people who were really busy. And the real foundation of what we were doing of our groups was, as Kendra said, helping women realize that we do a lot of things out of obligation, but that we don't need to do that. And so the whole point of our group, we met once a month and we talked with women about the things that they do out of obligation. They feel they should, the school is telling them they need to, you have to be participating in the classroom, you have to be doing this, you have to be doing that. And we were all exhausted because we were spending time doing these things out of obligation. And they were good things, working, volunteering in your kids' class, being the team mom, whatever role we were doing. And it's not to say that they weren't good things and they weren't beneficial things, but they may not have been the things that we were called to do in our lives. So we need to, we only have 24 hours. We can only do so much. We only have so much time that we can accomplish things. So we have to stop doing things out of obligation and start doing them because we're called to do them. And so what Kendra and I did was we had people write down on an index card things that they did out of obligation. And for me, like, number one thing was volunteering in the classroom. I did it and I hated it. I hated every second of it because I just felt like this is not the best use. Not that it wasn't a good thing and beneficial, but I felt like that's not where I should be spending my time. There are other gifts and skills that I have that I could be serving in other ways that would be more, just more useful. And again, for me, not to say, for the next person, I'm grateful that there are people who are absolutely called to be the volunteer in the classroom, because we need all those roles. We need all the members. We need all the parts of the body coming together in order to get these jobs done. But we worked on helping women and giving women permission to say, it's okay to not do that. Now let's focus on what you should be doing, or what you're gifts are, so we can more specifically figure out where you should be spending your time. And so after we spent a couple of months working on the things that we do out of obligation, and actually, literally one of our assignments was don't come back next month until you've actually gone and resigned from that position or stopped doing that job or whatever it is to free up your time. And then we went forward and we spent time on discovering what our gifts were, discovering what our skills are. And we actually worked through some sheets that were going through, and we had to circle things about what is my specific gift. And I have, the gift of hospitality. I have whatever it is. And we went through those things. And then with that in mind, moving forward, looking at the opportunities that present themselves and trying to line ourselves up with opportunities that had our gifts and our skills connected, because that's where we feel like you are called to serve. The gifts that you have, the talents that you have are meant to be used. They're not just something, I have this gift and I have this talent, but I'm over here doing this other thing because somebody asked me to, volunteer here. No, the things actually should be tied together. You have those gifts and skills for a reason, and you need to pair those up with the opportunities that come your way. And so there's a book that we read in that group, and I would highly recommend it. In fact, I'll post a link to it here, and it's called The Cause Within You. And the premise of the whole book is we were all created for a cause. We were all created with a calling on our own lives. And the foundation of the author, his name is Matthew Barnett, the foundation of the whole book, and his premise is we were all created to serve. It's simply a matter of figuring out who we are to serve. And so Kendra and I have always approached our women's group that way. And then if you look at coaching, I just want you guys to get your head wrapped around this, because it really ties in with the big picture of our team, which is the health and fitness piece came along for Kendra and I totally unrelated to what we were doing. Kendra and Keith started doing the workouts and the nutrition to change their lives, to change their health, to work on that. And then I reached out to Kendra with my own health challenges and started doing the same thing, and realizing that this was so helpful personally. But we recognized that there was a tie-in between what we were finding with the nutrition and the exercise and the way we viewed the world and the way we were doing things, and how coaching, it basically added another level to what we were already doing with women. And you've probably heard me say this many times, but if women are struggling with body image, if they are struggling with a negative self-talk, if they are struggling with other things related to their weight or their body image or anything, then they really in many ways can't go out and pursue serving others and pursuing their passion and really doing what they're called to do if they're somehow hung up on all those other pieces. And so it was just so funny how the whole thing really, I laugh, fell into place, I say, but it was really, let us help you have a better dialogue, internal dialogue. Let us help you have a more positive body image. This is not about weight loss. This is not about size of your clothes. This is not about any of those things. It's about how you view yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you if you're healthy and mentally and physically, how then you are better able to go out and pursue serving other people. And then when you're serving other people, ultimately that's where we find our greatest satisfaction. And I think anybody who has gone out and served in any way can attest to that. When you go out, even if it's to go out and volunteer at a soup kitchen or something like that, you don't ever leave there unfulfilled. You walk away and you feel like, wow, I was able to contribute, and not in a narcissistic way of, oh, that's so great for me that I went and did that. No, in fact, the opposite is true. It's because of the experience, because of what you heard from people, the relations, the interactions that you had with people that fills you up. And that's what serving other people does. So that's where we come from. That is our heart. That's how we approach every day. And as Kendra said, it's really a matter of when those people are reaching out to us because they need our help, what is it that they're really asking from us? What is it that they're really struggling with? Some people, it's purely exercise. I just need a new fitness program. Some people, it's I want to try Shakeology because I'm already have a handle on my nutrition, but I want to add this extra piece. But for most people, and Kendra, you can probably agree, I would say most people are coming to us because it's something much more than that. It's, I can't put these pieces together because I don't even feel good about who I am. I don't even feel confident when I look in the mirror. I struggle with body image. I struggle with that. And I think you can see the passion on our team. And as women embrace those ideas and embrace their health and embrace their improved internal dialogue, how we are. And I'm going to just go out and say, Kim Westcott, you are such a great example. I think you're an example for everybody here, and you're daily showing up right now in our 80-day group, but we've watched your life transform in these groups, and you are such a great example of what our goal is with every other person that we come in contact with. We've watched your physical transformation, but more importantly, we've watched your emotional transformation. And that's what we want for every single woman and man that we encounter, because ultimately they've got to get through that to then go on and pursue their own calling. So our calling is simply to help them and to impact their lives so that they can go out and pursue theirs. So that's not super practical tips, but that's the overarching, hopefully that helps people kind of get grounded in how to approach the day.
And you guys, Erin had so many great things to say. So really, if you missed some of that, go back, rewind it, and listen to it again, because that's the heart and the essence of why we do what we do. In a practical sense, I would say the best thing you can do with your clients is to listen. Because when you listen to them, you're going to be guided in what to do. So if you are listening to your clients, and then you have the mentality of a question going on, how can I help them today? You're going to be guided in that. So if you have a client who's, struggling, they're doing some emotional eating because of an issue in their marriage, you're going to say to yourself, how can I help them today? You're going to send them an extra text thinking of you. Okay, how's your marriage going? Did you have any emotional, what's happening? Okay, do you need to check in with me every meal to make sure that you're eating correctly? Whatever you need to do to just go a little bit of the extra mile in that moment, because somebody's sharing with you a deeper issue. You can't solve that issue. We're not people, we're not their therapists, we're not their counselors, we're their accountability coach. And what's really great for us to be able to do is when we listen, we hear the issue and we relate it to what our skills are, which are to be accountability coaches, to help them with their fitness and nutrition so that they can feel better about themselves, so that they can address the other issues in their life. And so your job would be to say, gosh, I'm sure this is really hard. I hear that because of this issue, you're doing some more emotional eating. Let's talk through how I can help you in that area. You know what I mean? And that's what we talk about. And it's going to look different for every person.
And let me just jump in, Kendra. So what does that look like for them? We can't go to the underlying counseling issues, as you said, and you may encourage them. You might want to talk to somebody about this. I've said to people, you might want to talk to Kendra, because Kendra has experience in grief counseling. And I talked with somebody this week who I said, I think this person needs to talk to Kendra. Kendra happens to have that skill, not her Beachbody coach hat, but the skill, her life coach skill of dealing with grief. But how do we as a coach help them? All right, let's talk about emotional eating. The best thing that you can do to combat that, apart from the emotional issues, are meal prep.
Yep.
What are you doing on Sunday? How are you prepping your food? What do you have on hand? Because when the time comes and you want to go emotionally eat and you want to go grab, have food on hand. Have food prepped. That is the practical solution to what they are doing on the emotional eating piece. But I want you guys, and Kendra, I just want to say too, guys, we are coaches. Do not feel that you are to solve people's emotional problems, because they definitely may have them, and it may be finding resources. I mean, lately I've been helping people find connections to marriage counselors. Yesterday I talked to somebody who needed to talk to a nutritionist because she had questions about Shakeology and pregnancy. She's asking me, is Shakeology okay to drink when I'm pregnant? I am not going to be the person. I'm not a medical doctor. I am not going to go out and say, all I can say is from experience, I know a lot of coaches who drink Shakeology pregnant and nursing.
Yep.
Thousands. However, you have to make that decision for yourself. Here's the Dear Doctor letter all about Shakeology and what's in it. Take it to your doctor, take it to your nutritionist, do your own research, and satisfy yourself. She may never ever buy Shakeology, and that's okay with me. But my job, my role is to just help educate her and help her find the resources.
And you guys, like Erin said, our team is full of amazing resources. So it's so funny Erin said that, because I was talking to a woman 2 days ago, what's today? Tuesday? Yesterday, that is struggling with infertility. And just the emotional part of that, and what that leads her to feel about herself, what happens in their marriage, how then she is trying to be filled up when it's another month goes by and she's not pregnant, and now she's making decisions about infertility, blah, 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 blah. And I said, listen, we are here on Team LT to help you. I can only help you, like Erin said, I can only help you with the fitness and nutrition, and I can be here to listen. But let me tell you the resources we have on our team. Again, Erin is not a doctor, but she has been through it, and she understands the emotion of going through infertility, of dealing with all sorts of stuff. And so I said, when you're ready, you can call one of my very dear friends. She lives in Texas, but she's lived this. And no, we're not giving away our free life experience for free 8 hours a day. But when we have a client that we're really listening to, and like Erin said, we direct them to the things that we know how to do, we can certainly share other people on our team. And then Erin will, with the knowledge that she has, can say, you know what, I really want to encourage you to see a counselor. But sometimes it just takes talking to somebody who's been through what you've done, what you've been through. Then you have hope. Now you have a plan of taking care of yourself. And that's all people sometimes need. And so, but we can definitely use each other, because we've been through a lot of different things on our team. And when we're committed to serving others, not just serving ourselves, then there's no threat, there's no concern about sharing another coach on our team and their experience. And just so you know, you guys, one of the things that we need to talk about, I'm just going to throw out there because it deals with coaching. If Erin sends someone to me to talk about grief, that is definitely my area. I've been through it. I can talk with anyone about it. If they're not a client or a customer, when they decide they want to sign up, because they will, I don't then take that person. I say, this is awesome. Let me send you right back to Erin. She'll get you all signed up, right? So that's what serving a servant leader is. I'm going to use, it's not a chance for me to get a new customer. If Erin passed her off to me for the grief, it's my opportunity to serve another person, because every life matters. And then when she's ready to join one of our challenge groups, I send her right back to Erin to get set up, because Erin is the one that made that connection. I'm sure that makes sense, but we're not in the business of taking each other's clients, because we're in the business of, we've created a team of amazing women with amazing resources that are committed to serving other people. And that's what makes us different.
And the other thing that goes along with that, Kendra, is that most people don't even recognize that we have separate businesses. Yeah. And so they'll just say, I want to be a part of your team. And they happen to reach out to me, or they happen to reach out to Kendra, and it doesn't make any difference to us. And Kendra and I, the bottom line is, we've said, well, you know this person first. Well, and we have this dance going on behind the scenes, and we're like, who cares? Just sign them up. Get them on our team. We don't care. Ultimately, it's good for the benefit of the whole team, and it doesn't make any difference. So don't be concerned about that. And if you have to have a conversation with a coach offline because you guys have the same person in common or whatever, great. More important, get them into our team.
Right. But Erin and I, and like that, it's always a matter of respect. So we'll always have a conversation with that. And I do recommend that you talk to another coach. Hey, this person reached out to me that said they were friends with you, and you first told them about it. Let's talk about this. The best teams are open, honest, vulnerable. There's no walls here. There's no stuff going on behind the scenes. We're open, and we're committed to serving one another. So There you go.
Yep.
Okay, servant leadership, you guys, make today about serving others and you will be so fulfilled. So have a great day. If you have questions about that, post underneath the link. I'll post the recording in just a few minutes, as soon as it gets loaded up. And we just want you to have a great day. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for doing what you do, for being so committed to helping transform lives, and for trusting us and being a part of this team. We are so thankful and so proud to be on this team with you.
Ready?
So have a great day.
You.
Bye.
Bye.